Hello again and welcome back to our discussion. We're talking about anti-aging and the prevention of diseases as you age. So we're looking at it from 2 points of view. First of all, take a look at the books that we're featuring today, written by Dr. James Meschino. One is The Wrinkle-Free Zone. Obviously that book is to do with attaining perfect skin, and well, the book, you talked about the hyaluronic acid. That's one aspect, and we're going to be talking more about the, well, not getting wrinkles. Who wants to get wrinkles, okay? But the other aspect is the optimal living program, and this one talks about the life changes that you need to make that choice to undergo as you age. 40 is the big age, and if you don't watch yourself, it's straight downhill and fast after 40. I mean, that's the grim news. But Dr. Meschino is here with the good news. And when it comes to specifically issues of dementia, that's a big one today. The population, once again, aging rapidly. And you have a chapter specifically in that book, the Optimal Living Program, about anti-aging in that dimension.
Well,
give us some tips.
We're trying to understand why it happens. And there are a number of components to it. Whenever you hear a health practitioner try to, nail things down to just one single thing that is the panacea, noni juice, goji juice, it's good for everything, then you pretty much know that it's some wacko information, because things in the body are multifaceted. So over our lifetime, the fact that we simply breathe in oxygen, the same way that it would cause an apple to rot if you expose the flesh of the apple to oxygen, the brain undergoes that kind of corrosive effect from the oxygen we breathe in, and so there's corrosive effect to the brain. You can slow that down with antioxidants. So vitamin E slows down that corrosive effect, and other antioxidants can do the same thing. So using antioxidants over your lifetime, vitamin C and E seem to be really important for the brain. They're very useful. But then at a certain point, after the age of 40, around 54, 55 years old, the brain stops making some very important nutrients for itself. These types of fatty, waxy materials that are in the nerve membrane or the outer wrapping of the nerve that allow the electrical conduction. So that's what's unique about the brain. There's electrical currents flowing through the brain. Like in your pancreas, that's not happening, but in your nervous system, there's like an electrical current flowing through the wires. And all of a sudden, if the outer cable starts to break down, then the current can't flow as well, so your cognition's not as good. So we're seeing that if you feed people certain supplements with those fatty, waxy materials in them, and they're big names, phosphatidylserine and CDP, choline, but these are substances the brain normally makes for itself. If you use them as supplements after the age of 54, then the brain absorbs them, and now the cable is better and the conduction's better, people's thoughts are better. The brain also has trouble making the memory chemical, excuse me, called acetylcholine, another big name, but there's a memory chemical that the brain cells make. If they can't make it as well, if that drops off, then your memory starts to go. So those same nutrients also build more of this acetylcholine. So if people go to my website at adiva.com and they look up the memory support complex, it explains each of those ingredients and how it affects the brain and where that research is found in the journal. So because I'm going to be 55 in 2009, I created this little formulation for myself. I wanted, because I know my brain's going to start running out of these important molecules, and I want to get them back in before the damage is done, because we see from clinical studies that they can be really useful.
And once again, you're seeing reversals from taking these supplements as well.
Reversals. That's what I'm saying. You can reverse some of the aging process. Now,
how much, though? How much? I mean, of course, it's going to differ from person to person. But my point is, everything is relative. And if a person has whatever level that may be, most likely will they see some change from taking these supplements?
People that are at end, if it's at the very end of Parkinson's or cancer or dementia.
That's what I'm wondering. At that stage,
there's no changes possible. It's too late. The cells are dying. They're dead. They can't come back. But for most people listening to a broadcast like this, they're not at end stage. They're somewhere between super healthy and moving towards that. So
well, I love that measure. If you're watching our program, there's hope for you in those.
In most cases. So you can, by using the right diet and supplementation program and being more physically active, you can reverse some of that process and have better cognitive skills, strengthen your muscles, strengthen your bones, strengthen your immune system, fortify your defense against cancer. It's not just, I'm 55, I guess that's the way it is, I'm 60, that's the way it is. No, it's not like that. You can really turn it around. Otherwise, I wouldn't do what I'm doing.
So once again, adiva.com, and some of the stuff that Dr. Meschino mentioned here, those supplements, they're also indicated in a specific chapter in that book, The Optimal Living Program.